Hi, Adrian Fry here, and you can see from my attire it's a wintry, cold, early November evening. And although the season's over, this is still now a good time to start working on your game. So that's what the smart golfers are doing, are practicing and working on their technique at this time of year with the winter coming. So by the time spring comes, the games are going to be ready for action, and you're going to have your game in shape, ready for the competitive season. But I think there's two things I really want to make clear to you if you're going to start working on your game at this time of year. Number one, make sure that what you're working on is specific for you. So your prescription, if you like, if you went to the doctors and you were poorly, you need the right remedy, you need the right prescription. And that's the same with golf. There's a lot of information out there now on the internet, but a lot of it is not relevant for your faults. So you really need to make sure that you identify where your swing is right now, what your shot pattern is, what your faults are, and then you can apply the correct remedy and start working on your technique in the correct direction. Otherwise, you find you might be working on something that's not really applicable to your fault, but sounds attractive, and you can spend a lot of time going literally in the wrong direction, a lot of time and effort not working on the right things. The other thing I want you to consider is that anything or any changes you make in your setup, your grip, your swing technique, you must appreciate that you're doing that to improve the quality of your impact and ultimately your ball flight. That's the only reason why we're trying to work on our technique, is to improve our consistency of our striking and improve our shot making, so we can control that ball better and get around the course in lower scores. So remember, whatever you do will have implications on your impact. And impact, although we've got a lot of modern science now and launch monitors and data, there's a lot of things that impact. Really, you just need to satisfy some simple things. You need to appreciate what the club face does, what role of the club face. We need to develop a golf swing that's going to present that club face fairly square. Where that club face is looking at the moment of truth is going to determine approximately 70 to 80% of the direction of what your golf ball is doing. The next thing you need to do is understand the shape of your golf swing. What path are you moving this club head in? Because if you're rubbing it across the ball in the wrong direction, coming outside or inside too much, that's going to impart some side spin on the golf ball. You also need to satisfy the correct angle of approach. The club needs to be coming down or up on the right angle, depending on what club you're using, whether you're using an iron or a wood. So that angle of approach has got to be correct to get the best launch angle on the ball and the best spin. Coupled with that, we're looking to centre that ball nicely in the centre of the face to hit that sweet spot, to get the most pressure and power on the ball. And we're looking to do this at reasonable speed. If we can do these things at reasonable speed and produce them consistently, then we're going to be hitting nice straight shots. So if you start working on your game and, for example, you're tinkering with your grip, really be clear about what the implications of that are going to have on the club face here throughout the swing, and more importantly, at impact. If you're working on the shape of your swing, your plane, understand what that's going to do to the path of the golf club. It may also alter the angle of approach as well. If you're thinking about your turn or tilting or what have you, again, appreciate that's going to affect the angle the club comes down on the golf ball. It can also affect your sequence and your timing. So this winter, here at TrueFit, we're very happy to help you with your own game. As I say, really make sure your practice is relevant and specific for your needs, and appreciate and understand how that's going to affect your impact. Have a look at some of the tuition offers we've got, and hopefully we'll look forward to doing some work with you over this winter.